Story 1. I will be 37 by then. I see myself having a large amount of money in my savings, talking $15,000 to $30,000. I see myself being the supervisor of my department, and my current supervisor being the big boss of my department. We need our big boss to retire first so she can move up and then I can move up. I see myself going on an awesome vacation once a year and spending quality vacation time with my son. I see myself being on the Parent-Teacher Association and any volunteer needs for anything my son is a part of. I see myself living in a cute townhouse. I see myself being at peace, being content, being stable in every way, and honestly just continuing to live a humble, low-key life filled with blessings. Edited. Due to the number of comments stating that $15,000 to $30,000 is not a lot to have saved by the time I am 37, I am a single mother, and between childcare and rent, my son is only 2 months old, so I will be paying for childcare for the next 5 years, which will take me to age 32. Until I don't have to pay monthly childcare, the amount I am able to save is minimal, so really I'll have from 32 to 37, which gives me 5 years to reach my goal. I have a large number of expenses that have to be paid each month. $15,000 to $30,000 for me by the time I'm 37 is realistic. This figure does not include what I will have saved in my 401k. This figure is solely what I want in my savings account, and again, for my specific circumstance, this is a realistic figure for me. Story 2. I see myself living my life as best I can. I won't have children or a spouse, but if blessed Odin Allfather and my old gods want me to dote on my nieces and nephews, to provide all my knowledge and skills to their generation, I'll do it gladly. They're more important to me than life itself. Story 3. Probably going to sleep every night, praying I'm not a blatant victim of ageism in the workplace and get fired for no reason, right when I'm starting the home stretch towards retirement. And I'm not even religious. Story 4. In 6 months, pay off the car. In 1 year, be able to do a planche. In 2 years, be super cut like Garo and do 5 planche push-ups. In 3 years, be able to do 10 strict muscle-ups and a human flag. In 4 years, be watching the Olympics and be happy with my peak physique. In 5 years, start training for a 4-minute mile. In 6 to 7 years, at least do Kipchoge's marathon mile pace. In 8 years, hopefully have a girlfriend. In 9 years, hopefully not be dead. In 10 years, have a mortgage maybe. In 11 to 12 years, hopefully have mastered the 4-minute mile. I'll be 40 to 41. Story 5. Old hermit and having a smaller circle of family and friends. Somewhat living a simple life with tiny moments of happiness, but otherwise nothing big going on. Story 6. I'm 19, and I'm determined to be a homeowner, despite the cards being increasingly stacked against each generation. I have a scholarship, so I'll finish college debt-free. I put 75% of my paycheck into savings, moving savings into certificates of deposit when interest rates go up. I was an authorized user on my mother's credit card as a teenager, and now I have a credit card that I pay off in full every week, under 30% utilization, so my credit score is already 750. I am privileged. Not everyone has had the opportunities one had, so I'm not going to let them go to waste. I will be financially comfortable and I will own a home. Then I will pay off that home as quickly as possible, and then I will be able to use my extra money to do actually good things for other people and for animals. Story 7. Truth be told, I'm stuck at my current job. My job is very niche, pays nicely, but I don't find it exactly motivating every single day. I really hope that along those 10 years, I finally find something that makes me get up in the morning, whether it's a job or something else. But to answer your question, I'll be where I'm at but 10 years older. Story 8. Living in Scotland, far away from the ever-increasing chaos that is the United States. I honestly don't even really care where I end up. Could be Edinburgh, Glasgow, Aberdeen, Inverness, Stirling. I'd be happy with just about anything as long as it's truly quiet and private. I want to escape this capitalistic culture and grind. I own so much stuff that I know I don't need and can live without. I'm looking forward to selling nearly everything to fund the move and live much more modestly and embrace minimalism. I don't need to own 1,000 CDs, 1,000 DVDs, hundreds of Blu-rays, games for every console since the Nintendo Entertainment System, etc. All this can fit in the palm of my hand in a few micro SD cards. I don't need it lining the walls of my home as decor. Story 9. I will be working as a psychologist. I am graduating as a psychologist in 4 months. Hopefully, I will still be working as a psychologist in 10 years. I will own a house or an apartment. I will hopefully be in a relationship or married. Maybe I will have some kids, hopefully. Story 10. Just paid into a continuing care retirement community. Should move there in 2028. I see myself living a happy life and talking to friends daily in the pool, gym, performing arts center, and managing my health so I can slip the surly bonds of earth, knowing cleanup is minimal for those around me. Story 11. Well, 10 years ago, I couldn't have imagined where I am right now. I could be listening to a Sasquatch drinking tea and having a philosophical discussion about the consciousness of a trout. Story 12. I don't know, man. I would say dead, but barring something happening out of my control, I'm trying to stick around for my daughter. She will be 18 at that time. Story 13. Hopefully, fit, wealthy, and healthy. My future self will be thanking my present self for making wise decisions today to create a better life in 10 years' time. Story 14. With a family, 2 kids, and a dog, I'd have a degree by then. Something I never dreamed of completing before. So it would be nice to put that to use, but family would be my priority. Story 15. In a ditch with a bullet in my head and no gun, because I tied helium-filled balloons to it and it was carried away by the wind. Give those left behind a mystery to solve. Laughing my head off, no, but for real, owning and managing my own businesses, living comfortably. Story 16. I have hopes. I hope Dr. Celery and I will have bought a house in the next county over, and I will be building up my business there and enjoying life generally. Of course, nothing is ever certain, but that's the plan. Story 17. Dead, likely from suicide. It's been a rough go, and I gave it my best. I got pretty far in this rat race we call life. I made some calculations there and some adjustments here, but man, am I bad at math. Story 18. So drunk. I'm drunk tonight, but I plan on drinking 1,000 bottles of vodka from now on until the next 10 years. I'll save this message thread, come back, and share my story with all of you. Story 19. Either better than I'm doing now or dead. I don't think I can take another 10 years of this. Or as Frank Sinatra put it, if there's nothing shaking come this July, I'm gonna roll myself up in a big ball and die. Story 20. I can only plan my future a year or 2 in advance. Anything further, and it never happens. So I can't see myself 10 years from now, but 8 years from today, I can see myself in 2 years probably. Story 21. Married. Grieving or preparing to grieve because I just got a golden retriever and they live about 10 to 12 years. And either a market trainer, director of my field, or at the very least, a general manager. Story 22. If World War III hasn't broken out in Europe yet, I will probably be retired, driving around Europe in a camper van, traveling to places I want to see before I get too old to do just that. Story 23. My kids will be young adults, maybe in college or working jobs and being pretty independent. I hope my husband and I will be able to travel and enjoy life as older folks with grown kids. Story 24. I'll be nearly 35 then. I would hope I've met my life partner and started a family by then, but at the current point in my life, I find that difficult to envision, so honestly, I don't know. Story 25. Do you really want to know what happens after 10 years? I mean, you are doing just fine with all the ignorance about the uncertain future right now. What would change knowing? Living a blissful future moment that you don't and never will know if it will ever arrive? On the contrary, what you think now makes up the readiness for changing and molding your future. Like clay on a spinning wheel, a tiny force is enough to shape it while the wheel spins. Live a positive now, and you will get the kind of future you aspire to if you are lucky enough, of course. Story 26. If things go well, exactly where I am today. If things do not go well, burned to a crisp, stuffed in a jar, and placed in a little cubby in a stone wall about 15 minutes from my house. Story 27. Wiser, healthier, stronger, richer, more accomplished, and happy with myself and who I am as a person. I know this is a lot, but I hope that I can achieve all that in 10 years or less. Story 28. I have an ultra-rare genetic disease, living in constant pain, with a pretty ugly quality of life both for me and my spouse, worse for her, to be honest. In 10 years, I will have a treatment if not a cure, living an almost normal life, and my spouse and I will be healthy, happy retirees, possibly on the verge of having our first grandchild. Barring getting hit by a bus or something, I am certain of this. It's only incurable until we develop a cure. Story 29. Hopefully in a better place financially, traveling more. Maybe another home while we rent out our current one. Still with my partner, just doing life but on easier mode. Story 30. I would always answer this with dead. But as that has yet to happen and I'm afraid it may never happen, probably working, still trying to pay bills and lose 10 pounds. Story 31. Working in a more business and less code-focused role than I do today. Living together with a partner I have not yet met, probably married, with a bunch of pets. No longer living in this city. I'm currently on my way home from getting my first tattoo. I think I will have a bunch more of those in 10 years. Story 32. It's hard to imagine it being different. I'm working really hard to try and create a better future for my young family, but that work is consuming my whole self only for me to feel mediocre. It's hard to imagine anything different. The rational part of me says that my work now will be worth it, but God, is it hard to believe? Story 33. I think I will be happy. I feel the world is beautiful and I am still finding my place. I hope I have strong friendships. As I grow, I learn to appreciate life more. I become no longer ashamed of my tears, and I hope I wear my scars proudly. I hope I learn to be present. Story 34. I'd be 33 and hopefully, I have my life together by then. I have my own space, give my cats their own space, have savings, and can buy whatever I want whenever I want. I will have traveled to at least 1 or 2 countries, be doing something I genuinely like and am good at, feel content, be healthy, and have peace of mind. Manifesting this and more good things. Story 35. Living in my own place, having gone to graduate school with a job I'm okay with an awesome cat, and maybe dating someone lovely. By then, my list of cooking recipes will be endless. Story 36. In my 60s, still working, but barely able to walk because my bad knee still won't get any medical attention. Unless my boss lets me go because I can't stand for hours a day anymore, then maybe I'll have a room somewhere, hopefully some food every couple of days. I don't see things ending well. Story 37. Hopefully, I'm still enjoying music, tripping out on mushrooms and lysergic acid diethylamide occasionally, and still having good sex. I'm in my 40s and optimistic that if I can maintain good health, I'll be enjoying my 50s. I run my own business and am hoping to be doing less of the hard work, and I hope to expand and take bigger contracts. I'm definitely fishing and enjoying spending time with my kids and just in time for some major breakthroughs in medical sciences to get that age reduction gene therapy. I look forward to being 60 but feeling 30. Story 38. I hope to be married with 2 children and living somewhere happy and safe, traveling with my family regularly and continuing to enjoy my career. That's literally all I want. Story 39. In a big house making lots of money. I'll be 39 with a 16, 14, and 12-year-old. We'll be living our best lives, working as hard as possible right now to make this happen. Story 40. I see myself successful in my career, retiring my parents, having no debt, becoming an authority in my field, and making at least 6 figures. Married to the man of my dreams with maybe a child, living in a permaculture and food forest paradise that we grew and nurtured together. Owning a beautiful home with an astronomy tower and library, and a wonderful kitchen with an alchemy cabinet and herbal apothecary from homegrown and wild harvested herbs and medicinal plants. Completing my vision quests and experiencing some sun dances and moon dances. Dancing bachata with my partner on a beach vacation. Having wildly delicious and exquisite experiences with my partner as if we're still on our honeymoon. Counting my blessings and staying grateful for the gifts in my life, no matter the hardships that come. Story 41. Hopefully, I will be a mother of perhaps an 8-year-old. I don't know if I'll be living where I am now, but I have a feeling life will take me elsewhere. I'll be celebrating 26 years as a hairstylist. Traveling and happy. I'll be 45. Story 42. Probably doing what I am doing now, and that is actually not so bad. I like my job, I like my city. I have one team I follow doing really well, the Dodgers. My blessings are manifold. Story 43. Realistically, I can't manage to see myself clearly that far ahead. At the rate I am at now, I'd be surprised to even still be alive. But if I somehow make it through this, I'd be living with my boyfriend, hopefully husband by then. I'd have my own dog training business, and it will be doing great. And maybe I'll even have a kid or two. I hope so. As hopeless as I feel, my soul still fights my brain about the future. The optimism almost seems like coping, but it keeps me going, so I'm all for it. Story 44. It depends on whether or not Harris wins in a few days. If she does, hopefully I will be doing marginally better than I am now. If Trump wins, I will likely be dead of suicide sometime within the next year or two. Story 45. Hopefully retired. Hopefully my only child will be 3 years into college. Hopefully I'm traveling with my significant other. Hopefully most or all of my friends are still alive and thriving. Hopefully I'm alive and healthy.